Hey guys, this is the What Does the Fox Say making the bodysuit fox costume. So this is basically exactly like the Espeon and Umbreon bodysuit costume I did, except I was able to do the whole video tutorial of it instead of just the photos. So basically it's the same thing. I started off with a bodysuit, a bathing suit pattern, which I've already had, but you can probably get it from a fabric store or anything like that. Typically the front has an armhole that's deeper than the back, and I have already the front fluffy part of the fox, and I made it jaggedy because I thought it was a little bit cuter. And so I made a whole group of them, and so the basic pattern is I'm cutting a little bit bigger because I'm making it for a taller friend. So that's why you see me cutting out a bit from the template. So basically I do everything on fold. It makes it easier. It's the same on both sides, so why not? I'm marking up where I'm extending the body piece so it stays exactly the same on the front and the back. For the front fluffy piece, I just sew it on before I sew anything else on. So here I'm just pinning it on to place so that when I sew it, it sews into the bands. Now most of the time you've seen me with my Shyvana cosplay where I also do bands, and that just keeps the costume in from it coming out. I do that with all my costumes because it's just easier and I don't have the proper machine to finish it. So here I have the front piece sewed on and I'm just trimming the excess. So I've sewn all the seams in the sides, and there's the binding that I was talking about. So here I'm just making the bands for the binding. It's just like a straight band piece. So here I'm just like cutting, make sure it's a complete straight one, and that's 2 inches thick, and as long as you want. I just cut the strips all at once so to make it easier. So once I have these strips cut, I just measure it against the bodysuit, and typically you would make it 30%, cut 30% off so that it supports the fabric and it tapers in. Because if you make the bands bigger than your seam, then it's gonna look funny. And for the band, it's to help support the neck piece and the armhole and the leg holes so that it keeps the fabric against your body. So you just keep it one loop, you sew it together, and then the 2 end pieces will be sewn to the fabric. So when you're sewing it, you're gonna have to stretch it a little bit, but don't stretch it or else you're gonna get like some puckering. So that's like the bands. And actually I did the armhole with the machine. I did do a sleeve for my other ones, and that's why you saw the pattern for it earlier, but for this one it was just a tank top style that my friend wanted. So with the bands, it's pretty much finished for the bodysuit. And you could do that with any animal, really. I mean, it's just like the tail that I add on and then the earpieces. So after that bodysuit's done, I have the tail piece, and I just cut it out of paper by eye, and I just see what I like. So you just cut 2 pieces of the tail so that you get like the round volume type tail, and then you cut the detail, and it's pretty much just like the shirt or the bodysuit part where you just like sew on the detailing So if it's any other type of animal, you just sew on all the details first before you sew the whole thing, so that the seams are inside. So again, I just like pin the sides down before I sew it so it's in the right place. Working with stretchy material, sometimes it can stretch and look a little bit funny, so it's better to pin when you sew on top of stretchy material, and you can't pull it or else it's gonna be puckered. So once I have both sides done, I just sew them together on top of each other, the good sides in. But once I've sewn that, I flip it inside out, and then I stuffed um, the end that's going to be attached to the bodysuit. So obviously you have to keep a hole at the tip to put the stuffing in. I didn't stuff it too much so that it falls better. So once I have that done, I sew it to the butt of the bodysuit. And it's pretty strong, but you should probably sew back and forth quite a few times. I think I went like 4 times to make sure that it would stay on. So that part's pretty simple. Once you have that done, I just made the ears with wiring, and the little speech bubble I twisted the middle part so that you wouldn't see it as much when you put the bubble on. Once you have the wiring done, you can put a backing behind the speech bubble. So I put craft foam, and that seemed pretty sturdy enough to keep it up. And so once you have that done, you can just glue it on. The ears were also glued on. I mean, they're not like 100% that great glued on, but once you put it on your hair, you can't really see the foam underneath. This costume was done like 2 nights before Halloween, so it was kind of just rushed at this point. And I had the gloves done just by putting my hand down, actually, but I'm using my previous pattern to do it. The white parts were sewn on by hand. I didn't do it by machine because, I mean, it's kind of small. It's kind of hard to do on machine, and um, I don't know. I had no problems with it by hand, so I just kept it like that. So that's everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to go to the blog and comment below any questions, let me know. Thanks so much. See you guys next time.